Hey everyone, today I'm working on a 2012 Corolla. I finally get to bring you a complete detail both inside and out. The weather here in Minnesota kind of warmed up a little bit. It's almost like 50 degrees, so it feels like summer. You can see from these before shots that this vehicle had the typical Minnesota dirt and sand in the floor wells, but it's also getting close to spring and that means mud. Just look at this back seat. It looks like the owner's passengers brought as much mud in with them in as they could. A question I want you to go down and answer in the comments is, do you enjoy interior cleanings or exterior cleanings more? Make sure you stick around to see the impressive before and after photos, so let's get into it. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I'm starting with a pre-rinse of the vehicle here, including hitting the door jambs just inside. It's much easier here, you can see, much easier and faster than trying to clean these things by hand. I'll still clean them up a little bit afterwards. Then I'm working on the tires here, using a couple of different cleaners and a variety of brushes to get at every part of the tire to remove as much dirt, sand, and especially brake dust as I can. Once the tires are clean, I get to foam the entire vehicle. I just love how the foam coats the exterior. I do think, if you notice here, I need to upgrade my foam cannon because that foam looks a little thin. Then I use detail brushes to hit the small areas and a microfiber mitt here to wipe down the entire vehicle on each, making sure to rinse my mitt after each panel. Then I'll give it a good rinse and I'll hit the entire vehicle here with some iron conditioner. You can see a small purple spot there, but this vehicle wasn't too contaminated. But here at the bottom, you can see there is a little bit more iron that's showing up. Then I'll use my clay bar along with that soapy water to make that surface silky smooth. Finally here, I'm using my microfiber drying towel. This thing really sucks up the water. Then I'll pull the vehicle here into the shop, and then I pull out the air compressor, another little trick to dry out the lines in the vehicle so you don't get streaking later on. I'll take this all around the vehicle and hit every area that I can. Luckily, the floor mats in this vehicle weren't real dirty. Obviously, they had sand and dirt kind of embedded down in the fibers, and they weren't the highest quality ones. But this pressure washer, it does such a much better job than trying to do the extractor. I know I like using the extractor on these, and I actually do use the extractor afterwards to suck out any excess water. But the pressure washer really knocks loose those embedded dirt and sand that worked its way down into the mats. You can see how the difference between the two here, the before and after. So the pressure washer really is such a handy tool for cleaning out these floor mats. These seats here, I'll hit them with the vacuum and then the cleaning solution, the drill brush, and the extractor. Now, if you saw last week's video, those basically coffee pot seats that I had to clean, these seats were so much easier. You can see here the solution coming out really isn't that dirty, so I didn't have to spend a ton of time cleaning the tops of these seats. It was more the back when I flipped this seat over. If you remember those before shots, you saw all that mud and dirt that had been tracked into the vehicle. But it really wasn't too embedded, so hitting it with the solution and then just with the drill brush. In fact, I got a lot of it off with the vacuum, but it really cleaned the seat, the back of the seat up really nice. And I give a couple before and after photos here of this back. You can see how the vacuum really kind of removes a lot of that dirt that had been tracked in. As with most Corollas, the carpet in this vehicle is low quality, so the vacuuming took a while. I try a trick here that I saw online by using an old polisher to try and loosen up some of the sand from the fibers. It did loosen some, as you'll see here, as it starts to shake. It does loosen some of those sand particulates, but the quality of this carpet is just too poor to allow those grains of sand to really come loose. As I move to the back seat here, you can see I had to pull out the lily brush to pull out some of the hair or pet hair that had worked its way down to the carpet. But the lily brush does a great job of removing those fibers. And if you want one of these products, I strongly recommend them. I've got them linked down in the description below. I always like showing an after shot of the passenger and driver's side here after the vacuuming, because really the vacuuming is the majority of the work, and it makes the most impression after you get that done. It really cleans the vehicle up nicely. Now the carpets themselves after vacuuming, you notice, weren't too dirty, so it was really the driver's well that needed a couple of different applications here of the extractor. But you can see here how this extractor just, it doesn't really pull all the solution out. You'll notice here how you can kind of see that carpet kind of glisten afterwards. It's because the carpet is so low quality that it's really hard for that extractor to pull out all the solution that kind of works its way down into the fibers. I do the best job I can here. And here in the back, I've kind of given you that slow-mo or that close-up look of the spray and the drill brush and the extractor. Again, let me know if you enjoy this up close. I know some people do, some don't, but let me know if you like seeing this week in and week out. While I've got a moment here as I'm working on this driver's side, well, I'd like to thank everybody that subscribed to the channel so far. It really motivates me to keep putting in the work on doing these details, and I enjoy the details. The filming can be a pain sometimes, trying to get the right angles. You can see here I tried to get a little bit of a zoom in on this and get that lighting just right, and doing the video editing, it takes time, but having people subscribe and show that they like the videos either through subscribing or liking really motivates me to keep putting in the work and keep putting in the time. So if you're not subscribed yet, go on down and hit that subscribe button so that you get notified, and hit the bell so you get notified of when my new videos go live. Now cleaning up this door is pretty simple. I did pull out the steamer here to loosen up a little bit of dirt, especially the oils on the driver's side door tend to get a lot of oils and grease kind of embedded on the trim. But it's really when I move into the trim on the floors along especially in the back seat, you saw all that dirt that had been tracked into the vehicle. When this kind of we've had a horrible spring here in Minnesota. I don't know what the weather's like in your part of the country, but Minnesota, it's just been a brutal spring that we've had here, cold. We just can't seem to get to shake winter. But the APC that I'm using in these detail brushes really do a real quick, easy job of lifting that dirt, and then I wipe it away with a microfiber towel here, and it really kind of brings this trim back to an almost new looking condition. Now that I got both sides of the console clean, I'm hitting kind of what I believe is always the dirtiest interior area, and the one that people don't recognize is that armrest. I mean, imagine your elbow is on that every time you're in the vehicle, and just the oils that come off, and then the grime that gets attracted and attached to those oils, and then you do that over and over again over many days, weeks, months, even years, and people just kind of neglect or even forget, and you can see how this cleaning up this vinyl, whatever it is here, it really pops after wiping it down. Now moving into one of my favorite parts of the detailing process, and that is applying some 303 Aerospace Protectant. You'll notice how it really shines everything up and really kind of brings it back to life and makes it look more vibrant, and it also gives great UV protection. So I've linked that down in the description below if you have any interest in kind of bringing your vehicle back to life. Next, now that I've done the exterior, I've done the decontamination, both physical and chemical. Here, I'm applying some of this Turtle Wax's new kind of top-of-the-line hybrid solutions line, they call it, this graphene flex wax. You can see all it takes is 2 sprays, and you really don't want to over-apply this because it's a pain to wipe off if you do. So I spray 2 sprays onto that applicator and then wipe down with the clean microfiber towel. You know, the finishing touch here, I'm cleaning the glass. I'm trying to get the top here, the jamb of the glass where it slides up into the track. And then I hit the inside and outside, and I've also got a tool here I'll use when I get to the front and back windows on the inside, because I'm not quite as can't reach those areas as easy as I used to. Here you can see that tool. I'm trying to clean it as best I can, and then I will kind of pretzel my way with a microfiber towel afterwards. I know I can use one on top of that, but I just kind of use I got really long arms. I can reach back there, but it's not the most comfortable thing to do here, but I get it wiped down. Now, I was able to do that full exterior, so you can see I'm going to apply some tire shine to get those tires really kind of popping and really attract your eye. This vehicle really cleaned up nice, and that paint is now smooth as silk. I love being able to pull the vehicle out into the sun here to get the aftershots. We haven't had a lot of sun, I'll be honest, in Minnesota here really this spring at all. I mentioned that earlier, it's been terrible. Now, if you enjoyed the video, go on down and hit that like button and share it to your friends. As always, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. And until then, keep it clean.